do not be a clown, okay? Don't be bozo. Like, please do not be bozo unless you bozo.
I want you to hold me, kiss me slowly, like how you took a little time to get to know me.
Hi creatives, thank you for coming to my channel again. Today I'm going to give you 10 tips and tricks on how to become a better performer. And you know, I haven't done my world tour yet, but you know, I've been around the block, so I can give you guys a few little tips and tricks. I know some people probably like, who is she to give us some tips and tricks? Bitch, I'm Diamond. What do you guys think is like the hardest thing to do as a performer? Question below. Please put it down below because I'm just curious. For me, I think it's getting over stage fright, and you guys can see how I get over my stage fright in my next video. So stay tuned. Alrighty, you guys. So please excuse my YouTube background. For whatever reason, it will not fit into the frame. I'm working on very cheap equipment. But however, this is a great example on proving my first point, okay? And that is going to be stay on your toes, alrighty? You need to always stay on your toes, okay? You're gonna pray for the best, hope for the best, but you're going to plan for the worst, because in showbiz, I don't know what they call it. They call it something. Maybe I'll add it up here. Whatever. In showbiz, they say anything that can happen will happen. So make sure you're always prepared. And that also goes with my second point, and that is be attentive and do not zone out, okay? Okay. Really important that not only are you like into your crowd, into your show, that you're listening to your music. If you're doing a big show, you're listening to who's ever in your ear. You're scanning the place. And I know this is a lot of like multitasking, but if you want to be a performer, you better get with the program, okay? I have zoned out before. It's very embarrassing. Learn from other people's mistakes. Do not zone out. One time, I was so hyped up about this performance. My whole family was there, actually. And I was just excited. Everybody's having fun. I just watched another performance. They did good. In my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to kill this. And then, when the beat came and the beat dropped, guess who didn't start performing? I did. So please do not zone out. Always stay 2 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps if you can ahead of the game. Because people are there to see you perform, okay? And people just want a good show. So make sure you're there to put on a good show. My third thing, and this is one of the most important things, is practice. Everybody knows practice makes perfect, okay? Listen, if Beyonce can practice, if God rest his soul, Michael Jackson can practice, then you can practice. Because I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say. No, I'm going to say this. You are probably not better than Michael Jackson or Beyonce just yet. I'm going to say just yet because there's always room for greats in the world. But if you do not practice, you will never be a great, okay? Ever. Practice makes perfect. One time I called myself not practicing, and they tell us at my job that I have right now at the airport, the easiest way to get hurt is to think that you know your job, okay? And that's, I like equivalent that to showbiz. Like the easiest way to mess up is to think that you know everything. I don't gotta practice. I know my lyrics, blah blah this, blah blah that. Like I've done it before. Before every show, like I literally will sit in the car and I will run through my whole show. Like I was listening on my way to the show. I will sit in the car and be like, yo, play my music. Like I'll play it in my headphones if I have to. I'll play it on the loudspeaker, and I will literally run through every last word. I'll envision it in my mind because practice makes perfect. And one time, like I said, I called myself that I was too cute. I was like, oh, I know my lyrics. I know my lines. I wrote them. Like, and I did not practice. And then guess what happened? I forgot my words. So it happens to the best of us. Okay, and number 4 is to be prepared. Bring extra music, but do not push it, okay? There may be a time when you're performing, especially like these open mics that a lot of artists do, underground artists do. There may be a time when they be like, hey, like the crowd's really feeling you. Do you have extra music? And if you're not prepared, you could blow your opportunity because the crowd may be feeling you. You know what I'm saying? But do not push it, okay? Don't try to push your time because sometimes the crowd is being nice to you. And I hate to say that. They are. It happens to the best of us. But sometimes the crowd may be just being nice to you and they're like, all right, we came here to see the main event. Like, we want this guy to hurry up and go. Don't be like, oh, if your set was only 5 minutes and you're like, oh, I got one more song and nobody asks for an encore. Please do not do that. That's the quickest way to get yourself booed. Okay. And nobody wants to get booed. That's embarrassing. Oh no, sorry. Okay, anyway. Sorry, I noticed my lipstick was coming off, but what did I say? Be prepared. Okay, so number 5, and I know a lot of people will not think that this correlates to each other, but it does. You need to do some cardio, okay? Please. And this is not a joke. Like, if you ask any performer, anybody who's ever done a stage performance, you can easily run out of breath if you're not training yourself, if you're not running through your songs, if you're not holding your breath at the right notes, if you're not breathing at the right times. It can ruin your whole performance. Nobody wants to see a winded performer. Could you imagine if Beyonce was winded? She wouldn't be Beyonce, okay? So do some cardio, okay? That will help you especially if you're a singer. Rappers too, because rappers, I don't know, people have this misconception that they don't have to do anything besides just show up. But like I said, this is about being a performer. So there's a difference between somebody who just makes music and somebody who performs, okay? Do some cardio. If you have to, go to your gym, wherever you're at, go outside, go for a run. And when you're running, listen to your own music and mouth your words or sing them out loud, because this will help you in the long run. Like I said, nobody wants to see a winded performer. I actually seen one time, maybe I'll insert it in, about Bryson Tiller saying that he had to work out because he didn't want to be winded on stage, okay? So I can't make this stuff up. Remember church. So along with working out and doing your cardio, you have to eat good, okay? And I'm not saying that you got to be a skinny twig, but you are what you eat. So if you're doing your cardio, but then you're going home and eating hamburgers, it's not going to help you. You are what you eat. Nobody wants to be looking like a slob on stage. And the worst thing that you can do, because it happened to me, is that you go back and you look at yourself in a video or a picture or whatever, and you be like, oh, ooh, they're killing it, but they look a little, You just want to take care of yourself, okay? Because this is about being a performer, and a performer will do anything, okay, to be labeled the greatest performer of all time, okay? Anything. Number 7 is going to be crowd engagement, okay? The worst thing that you could do is lose your freaking crowd. Like, this is why you have to practice. Go back to practice. All these things, like, correlate with each other. Anyways, if you see somebody that's vibing to your music, it could be that one person in the whole crowd. Tell them, like, I see you right there on the white shirt. Thank you for rocking with me, like, in between your lyrics or something. Like, people appreciate those type of things. Could you imagine if it was somebody that you like, say it was, I know I said Beyonce all the time. Say it was, like, J. Cole. And J. Cole was like, oh, I see you right there in the pink dot. Okay? R.I.P. They would be so excited. So, like I said, you want that crowd engagement. Keep eye contact with people. Like I said, point people out. Thank people for coming, you know, all that good stuff. Crowd engagement is going to be your number 1 thing, because who do you want? More fans. Duh. Okay, so number 8. Number 8 for me is going to be leave a lasting imprint on your crowd, okay? Because like we just said, you want more fans. That's the ultimate goal. Every time you're doing your show, even if you gather one fan, just one from every show, that's still a fan that you gained, okay? Do something that's natural to you. Like at every show, I always say, tell them who they came to see, and have the crowd chant Diamond B, or my hype man chant Diamond B. That's a lasting impression. As crazy as it is, like when I was back home in Virginia, I had a lot of people that come up to me and be like, oh, tell them who they came to see. That's a lasting impression. Or if you're a dancer, make sure you do something like dance worthy. Do something entertaining. Like I said, you're here, if you want to be a performer, you're here to entertain the crowd. Number 9 is one of the most important things. I probably should have put that as number 2. But anyways. So number 9 is going to be, don't forget to take a moment to yourself before you start, because you want to clear your mind, you want to be refreshed, you want to be zenful, and the worst thing that you could do is, like I said, overhype yourself for no reason. The worst thing that you want to do is to come onto the stage and have like a jumble up brain and you're thinking about 20 different things besides performing. So, like I said, maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes for yourself before the show. Take a step back from everybody. If you want to do a group prayer, if you want to do a personal prayer, if you want to meditate, you know, before any of my shows, I always like to do either a group prayer or a personal prayer. Gotta put God first, you know what I'm saying? Because without God, I feel like God is the creator of all things. And without him, I wouldn't even be there. So just make sure you take that moment to yourself to just bring yourself centered. Take deep breaths and say, all right, I'm about to go kill it, okay? And number 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, anyway. So number 10, make sure you be yourself, okay? Out of all these things I said, every performer is different. Everybody has something different to bring to the table. Make sure yourself. Do not be a clown, okay? Don't be bozo. Like, please do not be bozo. Unless you bozo, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a clown unless you a clown. Like, do not be a clown unless you are a clown. It's so easy for people to pick up when somebody's not being authentic. And you just want to be yourself. Be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable within your music. And make sure your performance is just an expression, a visual expression of you and your music. Don't make it too hard. Relax. Ultimately, in the end, just make sure you're having fun at the end of the day. Alrighty guys, and don't forget to do the deeds, okay? Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. And please follow me on all my social media pages. And I will be back later to give you guys more tips and more tricks that I have learned as being an artist over the years of my doing music. I've only been doing music for about 3 years now, as crazy as that sounds. 3 to 4 years. Sort of, kind of. But that's another story for another time, okay? Thank you guys for coming to my channel again, and I will see you guys soon, okay? Peace.
To know me.